Let's see. Gotta wait for the chat to get here now. So we tried earlier and obviously failed miserably because we had bad internet. Internet should be good now. We get about 200 frames now. Let's get into it while we wait for the chat to get in. These are the TOUGHBUILT channel locks, tongue and groove pliers, whatever you want to call them. Let's see what they call them. They call them the Speed Set V Jaw pliers right here. Hey, what's up, man? We made it. Hey, huge shout out to Joshua Wilson. All this green you see here, he's actually sent me, and I got some comparison videos. Man, I just sent this thing through a 2x4 metal cutting bed. It's super smooth stuff. Thank you, Joshua. He also just sent me this, so we got a head-to-head coming up. Waiting for the chat to get in here. All right, we got a couple of people. This is their V-jaw pliers, their Speed Set. I actually like that name. All right, there's a couple of things. We're not going to look at all the marketing mumbo jumbo. I'm going to tell you what I feel about these right off the bat. Someone in marketing in TOUGHBUILT needs to make sure that these channel locks cannot get sold in this position. They must be tie wrapped at least here, because when you grab these and they're way out here, this is very uncomfortable. And it's not a good feel at all. I grabbed these for half a second when I was picking them up at Lowe's, and I thought to myself, I'm putting these things back down right now. And before I did that, I slid them down just a little bit and I put them in my hand, and then I started realizing I could do things like this with them, which doesn't sound like very much, but being able to flip your channel locks around from one side to the other while you're working and turning your tools, if you're an electrician, you'll know what I'm talking about. And this video, this channel, man, it's for everybody, but it focuses on a lot of electrical, and I've got a ton of experience with this. I'm going to either endorse these tonight or not. And to find out, we're going to do what KNIPEX did. So back in 2010, I found KNIPEX myself. I didn't need any marketing. They barely existed. And I found them, and one of their marketing things was this like offset bar, and they wanted you to try out the grip on them. And I was sold immediately because everything else before that was channel lock, and it was terrible. It was fixed. There was no. It was just terrible, and it still is. But then these came out, and it was game changing. And one of the things they had you do was to put some weight on a bar and just spin it. Now, I've got this thing locked down here. This is a 3/4 pipe bender, and I've got it rigged to a 2x4 here. I've got a clamp so I can't die very much. And we're going to show you how strong this is. I guess I'll just jump up here. Yeah. All right. So let me switch the camera. Switching the camera, yeah. So we are up here, full send. We'll give it a couple of jumps for good measure. Wants me to rotate the device. We'll give it a couple of jumps for good measure, guys. We're not scared here. When we build something, we're pretty sure it's not going to kill us. Usually. And we had our safety Crocs on, so good to go. Now, there's a couple of things that we got to do to actually endorse these, because I'm a snob when it comes to channel locks. There's no better definition of how I feel about my electrical tools. This one right here, these right here are just some of the best. You can flip them around. If you can get them going in any way in your hand, if you realize one's facing the wrong way, you can flip it around. You can spin it around. They fall right in your hand. They feel really good the whole time you have them. You can spin them. You can do all kinds of things. And then if you're waiting for something to happen, you can bounce them. You can do this with them. This is very important to do. You didn't know this was important to do until you're an electrician and that's all you're carrying all day. And you're kind of thinking about what you're going to do. Are you going to run a pipe rack? This here, this right there, that's an essential part of what good channel locks are. So you can spin these around, all the things, lock them down, get them how you want them. Let's check the chat. Pinch test first. All right, so are they really built tough? We're going to find out tonight. We're going to use them as a hammer for sure, 100%. Looks like bimetal bit to me. Yeah, it is a bimetal. Like to hear about tools, how to use them. Thanks. The Waffle 2, what's up? Pinch test, pinch test, pinch test. I'm here. Sounds like user error to me. Welcome, Waffle. You're come to the right place. The most entertaining qualified tool review channel on YouTube. Hey, appreciate that, Joshua. And we got Mobile Diesel. Turn the hand crank faster. Inner web will work faster. Do you have to high speed? Then you and remember to feed the hamsters on the wheel. The same old Pinky and Brain theme song. Run some head tactics and souls together. Oh man, I'll say, hey man, what are you doing today? And he'll say the same thing we're doing every day. I have the same pair rebranded as Mastercraft. Bang for your buck. They are the best. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with a good rebrand. If you can find one, great. This is a rebrand. I don't know if they make these anymore. My van got broken into and I lost a lot of good stuff. This is all I've got left of the Craftsman style, made in Germany, branded Germany. Klein has some out now. They're a little bit cheaper. I haven't tried those out, but these TOUGHBUILTs are 20 bucks. And right now the buy more, save more. Spend 50 bucks, you get 10 bucks off. So if you're in a budget, and flat out, I want to know, like I got to know how long it took for somebody to even come close to making something similar without making the exact design. Because these have a couple of features that I've noticed just by looking at them. So let's get into all the things. First off, if you ask me, your channel locks are an extension of your hand. Let me get this chat out of the way. No, go away, chat. I don't know how to do it. Whatever, it'll disappear. Everything started falling. Perfect. Alright, so these are extension of your hand. We need to get these off. One of the things that I do all the time with my channel locks, I won't go get a knife. I won't go get whatever. I'll actually take my channel locks because they're almost like needle nose with respect to that. And you just grab your tie wrap here and you twist. And it comes right off usually, but when you're on camera, you got to pull it a second time. The other thing here, we could just rip them off, but then you're left with this. So are they good? Are they good at getting tie wraps off? That's what we got to find out. So first off, like I said before, if you pick these up in the store and they are in this configuration, give them a second chance because they feel absolutely terrible. This is the worst thing that I've felt in a long time in this position. It's really, really bad. One spot down, which is still closed, is you're back in business. It's hard to explain, but when they drop, they catch, and this is coming from someone with a broken tendon. So you drop them, you can catch them. They throw around real nicely. They're well balanced. They have a really good grip. They feel like a warmer grip. Maybe my hands are cold. I don't know. They don't feel like they transfer the coldness of the tool through. It's hard to explain. I noticed that whenever I was trying to pick up some couplings and stuff in the aisle at Lowe's. But they feel different. So let's see here. Grab this, twist. Yeah, they come off. They're fairly narrow up here, which is really important. And these are narrow. They are more rounded, but they are very similar. You can't even see where this meets. Like, this almost doesn't even look like it opens. The KNIPEX is just on that level. But they are considerably more expensive for a reason, though. I'm not dogging KNIPEX. This is going to be hard to even come close to how good these are, and we're going to find out with this bar. Everyone's catching up in the chat. Yeah, hey, appreciate it. Yeah. All right, so just a resting position. It's so upsetting. It's that bad. Like, they need to just get rid. I might have to actually, honestly, if I was going to use these in the field every day, I would take a grinder and I would have to remove that setting. I just could not do it. This is terrible. If these are in a package and someone's walking around Lowe's and they're wondering, are these going to feel nice? And they grab this, you're not going to sell them. So you have to fix the handle. All right, once we get that taken care of, Joshua Wilson mentioned something about a pinch point. I'm assuming he's talking here or maybe here. I can see where that might get a little bit interesting if you manage to get your finger in there. So these don't pinch at all. Actually, it's impossible to pinch. So that's a valid point. So right off the bat, we've got a pinch point. I don't recall ever getting my fingers stuck while I'm talking about pinch points. I'm going to take off my ring because we're going to be doing some interesting stuff. Put it in the pocket. All right. Yeah. The pinch point. I don't know if that's going to affect me or not. We'll have to see. What's the chat saying? KNIPEX is a hard pill to swallow after you read the money. Man, you buy it once, you cry it once, though. I will, with confidence. How hard do you want me to hit this? This is rigid. Dude, I will absolutely wail on this if you want me to right now with these. And I have no worries at all. We're also going to see if we can break these here, but if you're curious, you tell me where. So we'll say this is 1, this is 2, and somewhere around here is 3. What zone of these do you want me to just go to town on? Put it in the chat. Yep, KNIPEX in 08. Yeah, that Malco truck was a smart owner. Yeah, 2010 is when it became mainstream. Yeah, that's when I found him. 2008 was when I started becoming an electrician, and I was working at in downtown Fort Worth. And in case you guys are trying to find a really cool tool store, they are brick and mortar, but they're in Fort Worth off of Felix Street, and they are called J.L. Matthews, and they specialize in lineman tools, safety rigging, all kinds of stuff like that, and they have all the cool stuff. It's not a hammer. Yeah, it's a hammer. All right, 1, 2, or 3, chat. Which one? All right, we're going to do this test. It's been a minute since I picked myself up with one hand. Usually I do this on the scissor lift. We need to make sure this thing's tight first off. See how it's actually slipping? You would have to understand how tight that is right now. I mean, it's just... This thing right now is getting so tight. It's hard to explain. Other than to do this. Hang on, I gotta bring my battery with me. See, these things do not slip. That's 100 and call it 80 pounds. Yeah, these things just, I mean, here, we'll give you a good hit on this wood, and then I'll show you. Kind of want to wear gloves for this one, guys. Vibration and all. It's not even rough. Like, it doesn't even try to cut you. Like, these things are just on the next level. I don't know if you ever knew that. Like, people talk about these all the time and they say they're good, but they don't really know how good they are. They just say it because everyone else said it. But no one's actually done crazy stuff with them that are on YouTube. Yeah, you cannot... You can't. You can't beat these. But maybe. Let's see. First off, that, just like I said before, that does not feel comfortable. That's where they gotta be. We already know the KNIPEX are good at grabbing everything. The teeth are so close together that there's not a comfortable, there's not every spot is comfortable on this thing. I don't have any issue. There's nothing to complain about these. Maybe that, but that's not even an issue. They're just good. All right, so we know what the KNIPEX feels like. What about a 3/4 connector? And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to chuck in a vise or tighten up a vise. Backwards. We're just going to go in the lock ring. So we're actually tightening it. So this spins freely up here. Got to get the shoulder all the way back. Cool. Yeah, that should spin freely. No. Get you guys a little bit closer. This. So the KNIPEX here, that's too open, obviously. That's too closed. Too sloppy. That's probably right about where you want. You still got enough room to squeeze. We just ripped it out of the vise. That's where you want, right about there somewhere. And you see that it's got a nice grab to it. One goes here, and then one goes here on the actual ring. Let me see the chat here. From pictures, TOUGHBUILT looks cast, not forged. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out today. 60 pounds of human. Read. I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to, Juan. Oh, you guys are awesome. All right. Nope, too wide. Still a little bit too wide. The handles are a little bit thicker. That's too loose. I feel like I could wiggle that off. Pretty sure I can. Yep, we can. That was a whole click. Okay, so it does have a 3/4 zone. Let's see here. How do they feel? All right, here we go. You ready? So they don't, I wouldn't call these speed. My other thought was that this little back jaw back here might aid in something. It doesn't really aid in anything because by the time as you squeeze here, it gets forced off. As this closes, it kind of pushes it off. So any hope of these extra little teeth back here helping us out, it didn't happen. You can see here where it just wants to roll back to its comfort area. It just wants to roll like that. That's where it wants to go. When I squeeze here, it just kind of starts slipping. And I don't think the KNIPEX do that. Let me figure out what size they got to be. Yeah, the KNIPEX. Sorry, off camera. Even those slip. I mean, we're getting this thing really tight. You wouldn't believe how tight this is. Let's see if we can finish the job here. Hang on, I tightened it onto my channel lock here. You know, I don't know how I feel about them. They don't feel very, I don't even really look like they're grabbing that great. Anytime I see a nut design, Milwaukee does it, all of them do it. Anytime I see that kind of hex kind of shape right there, I get worried. I've had the Milwaukees. That's probably the one thing I was glad that got stolen. See here. See, man, it just wants to go in one spot, and that's a huge problem for me. Now, understand how tight we're making this. This thing's getting really stupid tight. I said we go back to the bar. Yeah. We're pushing really hard. I don't know if you can see that. We kind of needed that piece of skin there, chat. Would have been nice to keep it. Yeah. Let's see if we can get it tighter with these KNIPEX. Yeah, the KNIPEX will get it tighter. So in case you're wondering, I mean, we are, this thing might never come undone. We're actually, you know, smashing the compression ring inside of there. This thing is fully shouldered. I'll see if I could rip it in half, is what I was trying to do. But it just wouldn't happen. Don't worry. Came prepared. So, one thing that I've noticed, the increments here are a lot smaller to slide up. Something smaller, I don't know what it is. That's like a click. That's a click. These just, I feel like they slide up a lot more. Maybe they don't. Maybe because they're rounded here, and then it's hard to see the parallel lines. But maybe they do. Maybe they do sneak up the same amount. But this taper, so it's thin here, and then it kind of sort of widens out once you open up the teeth of this. This kind of is already like in line, a lot longer down here. So I think that's what's helping. It actually opens up and goes down. This has a drastic drop right there. So when you start to squeeze, it naturally wants to sit in that V. So I would say for 20 bucks versus, what are these, 35? You're going to buy these once, and until they get stolen, which they will. You're gonna have them for a lifetime. As far as tightening things, couplings, things like that. While we have this chucked in, let's see how they work as a. Hang on. What do I have? My wife came in here and stole my Phillips screwdriver. Or tip on a drill. Alright, so if we're reaching into a box, the angle, sometimes you can't get the luxury of having a nice angle. So the approach, see what the approach difference is. Maybe they're just longer, I'm not sure. Let's compare them to the larger KNIPEX. Yeah, there we go. So when these are clamped on, they seem similar with that respect. When we turn them upside down, this wasn't as easy. It could have been my left hand. I'm gonna go ahead and switch hands and see how easy that was to flip. This feels terrible. This setting has to go. It has to go. You can't manipulate. Maybe that's why they felt weird. But back to feeling good. This right here, this feels good. All right. So can we rock with them? Yeah, we can rock with them. How they adjust one-handed. They adjust pretty good. Yeah, they're functional. They're more functional than anything else I've tried versus KNIPEX, I'll tell you that. Looks like they go up to 1 inch. Bigger than 1 inch. The 1 inch setting. Let's see here. For 1 inch, they feel nice. It's just that jaw shape, man. They might actually feel better. No, they don't. They don't feel better. All in all, they're just not as good. They're more square, so they don't roll in your hands as nicely. They're heavy somewhere. I don't know where they're heavy at. They feel kind of... It's hard to explain. It might be down here. And that's probably because they're open. But that feels terrible. Hang on. Let me address some comments here. Okay. We got, will you text him? Yeah, my bad, guys. Where are the questions at? KNIPEX is still top tier. Yeah. Yeah, KNIPEX is still the best if you ask me. And your dirty hand. Was that the question? We were getting to that. Are TOUGHBUILTs better than Irwin's? That's a good question. That's a good question because that's what I used instead of channel lock for years. Yes. Yes, the TOUGHBUILTs are better than the Irwins. They're really similar with the shape, but they are better than the Irwins. The Irwins always felt bulky. These feel really slim when you lock them down. So if it was me, I would take a die grinder and I would knock off right there. That's what I would do. Somehow there's blood all over these, chat. It's crazy. Alright, changing all my tools to TOUGHBUILTs. Yeah. They make some pretty good stuff, man. Klein, if you ask me, I do want to try the new yellow Klein. I think I'm going to have to after doing this. Would you dare to do it? You tried the auto lock KNIPEX Cobras. I've been looking at them for a while. Man, I'm an electrician. I couldn't use auto locks. It's too. No, I haven't tried them. What's up, Jonathan? Drop the questions. Yeah. Those are the KNIPEX 9s, I believe. Well, you know, actually, I thought they were 10s before you say anything. But maybe 10s isn't the thing. I don't know, man. I've had these for so long that even though I've had KNIPEX probably longer than most people, I don't know that much about the KNIPEX as someone would that's trying to convince you guys to get KNIPEX. I'm just comparing what's good. This channel will tell you what's good, what works for me, based on a ton of experience. Yeah, that's as much as I gotta say about that. All right. We need to pull ourselves up on these. We need to see if we can get this pole any tighter. And we need to wail on them. And we need to see if they're good for a hammer. So to do that, we need a lock ring. And we need to knock out this box. That feels okay, but the natural setting is wide like that. And the natural setting for KNIPEX almost curves back in. You can see right there. This is more straight down. And then the KNIPEX kind of curves and then comes back down this way. It just makes a better grab. I saw a hi. Hey, how's it going? So there's a couple of things that they have to do. The number one thing that KNIPEX, not KNIPEX, the TOUGHBUILT has to do for the marketing purpose, is to not allow these channel locks to ever be presented in the store in this position. Because anybody that knows anything about tools, if they grab them, it's game over. They need to be in this position. The next thing that they got to do is get rid of that first notch. And sure, you won't be able to pick up paper with them, but the next setting down is still a full close. So there's not going to be too much that you're not. There's almost no need for that setting, because I'm pretty sure I can confidently hold this cardboard hang on, this is a good test actually, because it's got the security plastic in there. Yeah. The second setting is good to go for paper, so it doesn't need to exist. This setting right there needs to go away. The pinch points, man, I was using these. I'd have to watch the replay to see if my finger got caught, and that's what took off the front half of my finger just now. But I don't think it did. I think I ended up punching, because I mean we're going hard at it, just trying to snap that coupling in half. And we might try that again soon. But back to the connector. Let me catch up on the chat. Top chat. With good robo grip and gator grip, socket is a whole toolbox and tool too. Yeah, that was gotta love my smiles. Hi. And the lash on KNIPEX may be superior to TOUGHBUILT, and these pliers just like clients superior to TOUGHBUILT and screwdrivers. But TOUGHBUILT is still a great brand. Yeah. I'm going to understand any of that's going on is about the price, and you will not do your job. And will not do. You know what? TOUGHBUILT actually reached out to me on my last live that I did with them. Hopefully they watch this one, and that's why I addressed it within the first couple of minutes of this video, because they need to know that. So hopefully they see this. If not, I'm just gonna do a bunch of shorts until they do see it, because I want them to do good. Anybody who's pushing the limits against other brands makes better competition for everybody. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. All right, tighten this up. You can see where it's slipping. I'm squeezing and it's slipping. It's probably scratching the connector. It's just not a good. There we go. Let me see here. Less force. Yeah, and we moved the damn vise. These are just better in every way. Still, with grip, with everything. Now, do you need your stuff that tight? No, you don't. But see, this is what I was thinking back here. This is what had me intrigued. Was this is the only reason why I picked these up, was this little back etched part, and that's what made me think these things might be okay. And I just used it on the back side of this coupling. Connector, whatever. And when these are fully seated, we might have to review what we did there. It's hard to see with the chat though. Hang on, I'll unplug the battery. Is that a mistake? No, we're good. Okay. Back in the back of these, if you open these up to a ridiculous amount, to where this probably wouldn't be good to grab, where you would be interested in actually tightening. See how it slips? But if you put these in the back of the throat there, you get a lot more leverage, as you should, and they're actually usable. So maybe you can forget about using the front half of these, and maybe we need to think about the back half of these. Let me see here. Let's see if we can let's see if we can figure this out. Hang on. I gotta tell you, man, it's not easy to figure out. Hang on. Okay, let's try this. No, see, now it's too big. Dang it. Still too big. Up one more. Let's try that. All right, so it's on there for steel connectors. You've only got like that much grab. And that right there, that's what you get. And they instantly fall off. No, they're just not. Man, they're just not good. They're just not. They're not good for pipe. They work. See where I slipped off? They work okay. Are these better than the Irwins? You know, I don't know if these are better than the Irwins anymore. That's why we're doing all these tests. You might say, well, you know, how many more things are you going to try? I'm probably more curious than you are. I honestly don't know what I want. My answer would be just get the KNIPEX, man. Let's put it on the pole. That's my fancy adjustable stand there with couch cushions. Okay. Okay. I've been wearing these pouches as well, so you guys can see how do they fit in a pouch, because that's just as important as anything. So, do they fit in one pouch together? And the answer is not really. It looks like they get in a bind with each other. This is like a harder plastic and it's smooth. It's not grippy, but it still grips, if that makes sense. They slide nice. They stay thin. And they fit nicely in one pouch. And that's a must, because you need to be able to pull these out. One's facing this way, one's facing the opposite way. They go in your pouch, the same pouch. And they're ready to go. This bar is kind of in the way. Let me just forward. I'll build a bridge with this bar. Here. You see where that just slides right in? That one's in. That one's in. That one's in. Enough. In enough. That one's in. It takes up all the space. Can we go behind? Sure, but you can see where they get in a bind with each other. It's like fighting Goodyear. They fit good enough. There's just a lot of things you're going to run into when you're on a scissor lift, and you're going to realize you're about to have a bad day. Can this go behind? They just fit nice, and that's worth something. So, the grips are nice. They are thicker. Makes them thicker. So if we did a thickness test, and I get one is thicker than the other, I do get that, but you don't get the option with this. You've only got thick and thick, so that's not their fault. We could look at the option of peeling this rubber off, but I don't know what that would feel like. Let's see. Oh, the chat has been going. My chat froze, guys. Okay. It was stuck on Jeremy's comment for some reason. All right. Nice point. Just we don't want something else. We want tactics. KNIPEX makes better hammer. Got it. Yeah. Key is consistency. You know it. If someone could sell a tool that would be equal to KNIPEX at this point, TOUGHBUILT, they either take over the market or go broke and selling tools cheaper than the cost. Yeah. The issue is manufacturing cost. So TOUGHBUILT is good for removing vices. Dang, this chat froze a long time ago. The only TOUGHBUILT pouches I've seen were at Menards and quick release that looks like break when they get caught on something, or dig a hip if you put weight in them. No, the pouches are legit. I'll show you how legit the pouches are, tactic style, here in a second. Let me move this here. Okay. My couch cushion keeps trying to fall. It makes a good stand though, because the chair is fully adjustable. Okay. That should do it right there. Oh, in case you're wondering, I'll show you. Show you the damage on that KNIPEX. I mean, that's rigid conduit. So, I mean, we're really wailing on it with no worries. So we got two things to check, and then we're going to get out of here. I wanted to make sure I didn't do this for more than an hour. And we are pretty much right on track. It's already slipping. It's already slipping. Stop slipping. You even have metal to bite. You stop slipping. Oh, come on. That's bad, because that means I gotta go up, not down. Oh my goodness. afraid to let go. I'm gonna fall on the floor. I can't. It's just gonna fall. They just slip. They do not grab at all. They have no interest in keeping me alive. No, they flat out don't care. All right, let's try the back of them. Oh, the back. Now the back is impressive. These might be more along the lines for a plumber. Because it's gonna grab your rigid gas pipe. And it's gonna have your nuts. And if they get wet, you're just gonna buy another one. These are not for an electrician. These are for a handyman. That's going to be my final say on these. We're going to keep doing a couple more things, but I wanted to get that out there. These are not for an electrician. If you're trying to run plaster bond and the only spot that you can grab is right where the threads start, your only option is something that's actually going to give you a good grab. If you're trying to run something like aluminum rigid and you can't have this happen and you need to make sure that you don't slip and you only got like 2 little dents in it or something without like absolutely just crushing the pipe, this is going to be what you want. Even if you're running any rigid, just in general, it's going to look like crap if you get this on it. It was slow with the EMT connectors. Probably horrendous with couplings. This has a hex on it. This would get your toilet bolts, your Johnny bolts, whatever you guys call them. This would probably do a lot of things that you shouldn't be doing with valves without using the proper wrench. Yeah, not for electricians. That's going to be my final say on it. Which one's better? It's hard to say because different trades. But if you're an electrician, right now, bang for your buck, buy once, cry once. That's it. This right here, this is shameful. Shameful. All right, here we got the smallest little baby channel locks. Okay. These aren't even KNIPEX. These are Craftsman. And I'm pretty sure this little amount of metal. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The tool belt's getting stuck. Sort of falling. You stay right there, camera. Thought you were going somewhere, did you? Hang on. I'm going to put my knee on my hand, I think. Yeah, this is the design. Klein makes some now if you're not into KNIPEX or into Klein. And that's how hard we're pushing, guys. We're literally just squeezing the cut. That's okay. We just add more. There we go. Good as new. All right. So we got that. We know these aren't good. We probably will be returning these. That's why I'm being kind of gentle on it. I haven't wailed on them yet. There's no sense on it. I am curious if they could do it, but I don't want to destroy them. That wouldn't be right. But we are going to, because they are 20 bucks, we're going to see if they can install Romex. Not really. That flat looks like it'd be better than it is. So you wind up hitting in that hollow spot right there. And then when you bang on it, you wind up karate chopping the staple in half, it looks like. I don't know. Like I said, they're like an extension of your hand. Let's try another staple somewhere else. Not that channel locks are for staples. It might not make a good hammer in general for staples. This might have been a horrible test. This was a horrible example. My bad. Ignore that. That's a bad example. Try a nail. No, they're just not. I think the KNIPEX are better nails. I don't know. What else do we need to check? I think we kind of checked everything. There's one more tool pouch. That would be the Gator-Built. You can force them in there, it's not too bad. You can't really pull one out by itself. Sometimes on this side of the pouch, materials here, things are here. Some people put their channel locks in there like that. I know I have before. They're not going to let you do it. Yeah, it's as thin as it's going to get, too. The button extends out pretty far, too. I don't know if you noticed that. That button is way out there. Man, that button is like... I just realized that. That button is almost unacceptable. How far it is out there. Surely... Oh no, it takes a lot to disengage. So to disengage this, you gotta move that button there. That's where it starts to slide, that's where it starts to bind. You can see where it comes out on the other side. Somehow these guys managed to get a shorter button. And they figured it out in 2008. Hard to beat them. Looks like still nobody can. I didn't think that anyone was actually going to make them better. But, you know, I thought it was going to be a little bit closer. I thought that they're going to at least grab pipe. And if they can't even painted pipe, like, let's see. That acts like it might want to grab now. But it's so uncomfortable. Like, let me try to keep the same. Can you see how wide my hands are there? That's not great. That's putting extra leverage here when you could be putting more downforce. And then they just slip. And then that happens. That's the second time that's happened. Oh, and there you go. Okay, so I just pinched myself just now. So they do have a pinch point. If you're jacking with this button and your fingers are resting here, which they very well could be because that's what mine were doing, and you push this button when you're trying to make like a quick adjustment, hell yeah, they got a pinch point. That's a problem. So, excellent call on that, Joshua. I was wondering how would that apply, but I've been spoiled for so long that I didn't know that that was a thing. See, your pinch point is automatically kind of way back here only. It doesn't even open up to let you do something stupid. You would have to be trying to hurt yourself to get a pinch on these. This is for another day. This is for another video. This thing apparently is magazine fed or something on the knife. So, utility knife with a thing. I said the M word. I'm in trouble. Wait, what? TOUGHBUILT has a purse and KNIPEX, but not for their brand. TOUGHBUILT has a lot of good stuff, man. What's up? What's up, Jack? The chat is not working good on Google tonight. The only TOUGHBUILT. Okay, so that was Jeremy asking about the TOUGHBUILTs. I've got a bunch of them, and the clips aren't all that bad. But all my clips, I've switched to the, because this is Pro Lock. This is Pro Lock. And Pro Lock is what I had on 2 seconds ago. Pro Lock is this, and the back is metal. There's still a plastic clip there, but this whole thing is metal, and it snaps like with authority. And it's TOUGHBUILT compatible. I've got a couple of videos on this. You can get it at Lock Supply. And the pouch layout, I would say, is better in every way. They are a little bit more expensive, and these are almost impossible to find. So I just keep this, and then I keep my TOUGHBUILT pouches on me because the TOUGHBUILT stuff is amazing. Here's one with the carpenter rig or whatever it is, with the bigger tool pouch and the hammer. I got the Metaba HPT multivolt 4 amp battery and charger for $49. Wow, that was a pretty good deal. Keep an eye out for that, everyone. I was just there. I didn't have that sweet deal. That sounds pretty good though. Thank you. Yeah, so, okay, to sum it up, we're getting out of here. Button's pretty long, just notice that. This is stupid. This should not exist. The second available is comfortable. They feel good enough, they do the things, they're nice to hold. Sometimes that's half the battle, honestly. They feel better than anything else other than KNIPEX. They slip. They slip pretty good. They're nowhere near on the same level as KNIPEX. They're a lot cheaper. And they have pinch points. So if you're doing quick adjust here and your fingers are resting here, that can happen. They're wider so they don't fit side by side in a tool pouch. That's about it. What do I give them? Give them a 7 out of 10. It's hard to get a perfect 10 on anything. These are a perfect 10 right now as far as channel locks go. Tongue groove, whatever you want to call them, slip joint. These are an absolute 11. Like these, you cannot beat these. If this wasn't the automatic resting place and they just sat here, you know, until they fix this, they get a 6. Because that's just the example of somebody that doesn't use tools, but decided that this was a comfortable resting place and let it out the door. So I give these a 6. If you take a die grinder and you knock that little notch off, they get a 7.5. There you go. Let me check the chat and we'll get out of here. What? Did you guys see Texas posting the bulk kit for $3.99? Totally the idea. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man. Joshua Wilson, good guy. Alright, Joshua Wilson will be live on Tools with Souls tomorrow. Talking about brands of tools. We're hoping to get some interaction with the chat. Hoping to get you guys' opinion. What do you like? Things like that. So, be looking out for it. Appreciate all the support. See you guys in the next one. Don't buy these. Buy the KNIPEX. If you're an electrician.